By law and custom, the time has come for the Alpine coronets of the summits to pass on the rule to their successors, their claim proven in battle. Summits, stand in witness of the investiture of your next Investiture. On the 18th day of September, Universitatis 56, the Principality of the Summits held a coronet tournament in Adiantum to determine who would succeed the coronets and thrones of the summits. Viscount Luciano Viscardi was the victor on the field that day, and he is in court today to press his claim.
Let him approach. Why have you come into our court?
I've come to claim what is mine by right of arms and laws and customs of this land.
Do you make this claim only for yourself?
No, I make it also for my wife, Signora Tessina Felice Gianfiliazzi.
Then let her join you here. officers attest that these claims are made in accordance with the laws and customs of our principality.
Master Seamus O'Carey, Siniscalcha Delavete, and Viscountess Acacia Griffin, Custodian Delaliste, come before their highnesses and testify.
Your Highnesses, upon my oath and duty of my office, I affirm that these two gentles are in good standing in our society and the law is satisfied to their claims.
Your Highnesses, upon my oath and the duty of my office, I also affirm that their victory in the coronet list was achieved within the rules of the list and the law is satisfied as to their claims.
This as well. Who here would second these claims?
I, true Tierce, defender of the summit, do defend Luciano's claim. Do any challenge his right to ascend the throne of the summit?
I, Rondemore Hawkinson. Talk to you, my lord. Rondemore Hawkinson, Alpine scholar, do affirm and attest to the right of Ticina to wear the coronet of the summits. Does anyone here challenge her right to do so?
Jean, Victor de Guerre, Captain of Cats, Summit's Rapier Champion, affirm and attest Tina's claim. Does anybody here challenge her right to wear the coronet of the Summits?
I, Commodore Yuri Viktorov Belagorsky, Bard of the Summits and Summits Hunter, do attest and affirm Luciano's claim to this. Do any of you now challenge his claim to wear that coronet?
I, Temperance Truelove, Captain of Eagles, do affirm and attest Luciano's worth and his right to claim the throne of the Summits. Does anyone challenge this?
We drink the next prince and princess, Luciano and Jacina. Amen.
We have heard your claims. They are made well and properly, with accordance to the laws and customs of the summits, and well proclaimed and seconded by the champions. Therefore, to you we shall surrender our coronets, coronets, thrones, and titles. Defender of the summits, champion of the summits. We call upon you to stand watch over us and witness our heirs rightfully invested with the coronet of the summits. Upon the day of the tournament, you gave us your oath that you would assume this station with accordance of the laws of the summits. It's with this oath in our hearts and these witnesses present that we do give over to you care of our coronets.
We have seen you here acknowledged true heirs to the Griffin coronet. We find your claim just and lawful.
Swear now an oath to your new populace. Bring forth the grail of the summits.
Know that in us the blood of the griffin runs true. By its sign and upon its grail we promise these promises. To serve and protect the people of the summits to the utmost of our power. At their first, in their crafts, and against all their foes, we shall be their true guardians. We will meet justice tempered with mercy. To all the gentles, be they high or low. We will exercise favorable judgment in the management of the judgment, something of the realm. We promise to increase the prestige of the summits, respect the collegiality of the curia, and the management of power. We will advise, confer, and work in good faith without fraud to the honor and benefit of the summits. We will not require our retinue to retrieve for us large, colorful birds. We will not take up the mantle of the bats. We will not gamble away parts of the principality with counts and dukes, neither foreign nor domestic. That this charter promise be maintained in its strength. Thus we swear, for so long as we rule the summits and the high mountains hold the ground of the sky. So swear I, Luciano Foscari.
So swear I, Tessina Felice Jean Filiazzi.
Oh, yeah.
Thus sworn and charged, we now clothe you in the glory of the realm. Luciano, receive this medallion, mindful that you now bear the honor of the realm upon your shoulders.
Thus sworn and charged, we now clothe you in the glory of the realm. Tessina, receive this medallion, mindful that you now bear the virtue of the realm upon your shoulders.
Behold the coronets by which all may know you as rulers of this, the principality of the summits. Let them be a symbol to you. As their weight rests upon your brow, so do the hopes and aspirations of the populace rest upon your hearts. Receive this burden with a sure and mighty resolve.
I, Kenrick Maurer, do invest you Luciano Ascari, Prince of the Summits, with the right to wear this coronet and pass it on to your successor. Receive it now, and with this, the principality of the summits. Care for and rule from this day forth.
I, Dagmar the Red, do grant this coronet unto you, Luciano, Prince of the Summits, that you may now crown your inspiration.
Tessina, receive now the coronet and the throne of our principality, for you to watch over and rule, and pass on to your successor. From this day forward, you must rule our principality. I messed it up a little bit, but whatever.
Summits, behold Luciano, your undoubted principe, and Tessina, your undoubted principessa. Long live Principe Luciano!
Long live Principe Luciano!
Long live Principessa Tessina!
Long live Principessa Tessina!
My lords and ladies, you have their highnesses leave to make yourselves comfortable.
Huzzah!
Do you affirm that Luciano and Tessina are rightful Principe and Principessa of the Summits? Will you bear faith and truth to them in all that may concern this realm, so long as they rule the summits, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
I so swear. Gladly we hear you, and in return we pledge to you and your households our advocacy. We will
We will
Speak for you and yours. We will represent you in this and all other realms. For so long as we rule the summits and the high mountains hold the grail to the sky. So say we, Luciano.
So say we, Tina.
3 cheers for Viscount Kendrick and Viscount to stand by the red. Hip, hip.
You can walk on it. It's meant to walk on.
It's strong.
Otherwise, you're in the river.
Viscount Distempered's true love, come before their highnesses bearing with you the grail of the summits.
Accept now this, the grail of the summits, brimming with water from the lake of the grail, remembering your promise to nurture the well-being of the principality, to restore the decaying, and to maintain that which is restored, that the principality may flourish and prosper, and the people be always first in your heart.
We drink now to the people of summits, without whom there would be no principality to rule. The grail is all that we are, for it takes an artisan to craft it, a warrior to defend it, a faithful servant to bear it, and a noble to drink from it.
With this, my duties are complete. I give now to your keeping the grail of the summits, so that you might name someone of your choosing to bear it during your reign.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your service.
The cupbearer is a position, not only a faithful servant, but an advisor and counsel. We would have Anna Elizabeth von Engelberg take up this grail for the duration of our reign. Now we just watch for the bridge.
Bring forth the rings.
Highnesses, receive these rings of princely dignity, and as you bestow them upon the waters which flow throughout your domains, be this the sign of your bond to this land and its people, so you may persevere as protectors and establishers of courtesy, honor, and truth.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Long live your
Will Viscount Trucierson, Difensore della Vette, come now armed before the Alpine throne.
I would pledge to you my spear, and to the summits, if you would have me.
We find this a fit and worthy weapon. Bring forth the grail of summits. You should just stay up here.
Here do I swear by mouth and hand, my fealty and true service. Faith and truth will I bear unto you. In all matters concerning this realm, my shield before you in battle, for as long as you rule the summits,
the grail of the water runs clear, and the silver griffin flies free. So say I, true Tierson.
This oath do we hear, and for our part, we pledge to you and your household our protection. We will watch over and shelter you. We will place ourselves between you and all your foes for so long as we rule the summits and the high mountains hold the grail to the sky. So swear we, Luciano.
So swear we, Tessina.
Take your weapon from our hand and your place in our court.
Campioni Galavete, champions of the summits, present themselves before their highnesses.
Better skills and service. As the champions you and you.
You find your bow, you find your stick. In your axe. We find your blade, and we find your arc.
There are the summits.
Woo! Already there.
Here do I swear by God in hand. I guilty and true service. Faith and truthful I bear. In all holiness and service round. Enriching your realm with skills in mind and hand.
Carrying all attacks.
Keeping all those that would harm you at arrow's length.
Enriching your realm in the party parts. And enriching the bounty of your lands.
So long as you rule the summits.
The
Waters of air run clear.
and the silver river flies free. So say
This oath do we hear, and in return, we pledge to you and your household our protection. We will watch over and shelter you. We will place ourselves between you and all your foes, for so long as we rule the summits and the high mountains hold the grail to the sky. So say we, Luciano, Principe.
So say we, Tessina, Principessa.
Take your craft from our hand and your place in our court.
Their highnesses call before them the order of chivalry. Let the knights and masters at arms, the flower of the martial arts, come forward with their swords girded on. Do you now swear fealty as a knight of Antier of the summits? Will you bear faith and truth to both crown and coronet and obey all lawful commands? Will you treat chivalrous and courteously those of every degree, for so long as they rule the summits, remain in fealty to the crown of Antier, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
I so swear.
We pledge to you and your households our fealty and aid, to support you in your service to Antier, the summits, and the order to which you belong. Protect and defend you and your households, to place ourselves between you and all your foes. Be they foes of Antier or of the summits, for one makes himself the other. So say we, Luciano, Principe.
And so say we, Tessina, Principessa.
Their highnesses call before them the order of the laurel. Let the companions of the laurel, the fealty as a laurel of Ontier and of the summits? Will you bear faith and truth to both crown and coronet and obey all lawful commands? Will you treat chivalrous and courteously those of every degree, for so long as they rule the summits, remain in fealty to the crown of Ontier, the waters of the Grail run clear and the silver griffin flies free?
I so swear. And we
pledge to you and your household our fealty and aid, to support you and your service to Ontier, the summits, and the order to which you belong, to protect and defend you and your household, to place ourselves between you and your foes, be they foes of Ontier or foes of the summit, for one makes himself the other. So swear we, Luciano, Principessa.
So say we. Tacita, Principessa.
Sorry.
Their Highnesses called before them the Order of the Pelican. Like the Commanders of the Pelican, sorry, the tireless servants of the realm come forward.
Makes sense.
Do you now swear fealty as a pelican of Ontier and of the summits? Will you bear faith and truth to both crown and coronet, and obey all lawful commands? Will you treat chivalrous and courteously those of every degree, for so long as they rule the summits, remain in fealty to the crown of Ontier, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
I so swear. We pledge to you and your household our fealty and aid, to support you in your service to Ontier, the summits, and the order to which you belong. We protect and defend you and your household. We will place ourselves between you and all your foes, be they foes of Ontier or the summits, for one makes himself the other. So swear we, Luciano, Principessa.
So say we. Tacita, Principessa.
I know, must.
I'd let you kneel.
Their Highnesses call before them the Order of the Master of Defense. Let the Masters of Defense, students of historical fighting techniques, come forth. Do you now swear fealty as Masters of Defense of Ontier and of the summits? Will you bear faith and truth to both crown and coronet, and obey all lawful commands? Will you treat chivalrous and courteously those of every degree, for so long as they rule the summits, remain in fealty to the crown of Ontier, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
I so swear. We pledge to you and your household our fealty and aid, to support you in your service to Ontier, the summits, and to the order to which you belong, to protect and defend you and your households. Place ourselves between you and your foes, be they foes of Ontier or of the summits, for one makes himself the other. So swear we, Luciano, Principessa.
So swear we. Tacita, Principessa.
Their Highnesses call before them the royal peers, who have in their time received the oaths of the people, come forward.
Whoa.
Do you now swear fealty as royal peers of Ontier and of the summits? Will you bear faith and truth to both crown and coronet, and obey all lawful commands? Will you treat chivalrous and courteously those of every degree, for so long as they rule the summits, remain in fealty to the crown of Ontier, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
I swear. We pledge to you and your you and your service to volunteer and the summits, to protect and defend you and your households, to place ourselves between you and your foes, be they foes of volunteer or of the summits, for one makes himself the other. So swear we, Luciano.
So swear we, Christina, Bridge Festa.
Correct. Don't start nothing you never finish. Sir Bard.
Now, wait for Zach. Yep, it's fine.
Their Highnesses call forth their excellencies, Arianza and Charlemaria.
Yes.
Do you now swear fealty for your respective baronies? Will you bear service and truth to both crown and coronet, and obey all lawful commands? Will you treat courteously those of every degree, for so long as they rule the summits, remain in fealty to the crown of Vontier, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
I so swear.
We pledge to you and your barony our fealty and aid, to support you in your service to Vontier, the summits, and to your barony, to protect and defend you and the people of your barony, to place ourselves between you and your foes, be they foes of Vontier or of the summits, for one makes himself the other. So swear we, Luciano.
So swear we, Christina.
Let all the officers of the summits come before their Highnesses. Do you swear true service in the administration of your office? Will you bear honest counsel in all that may concern this realm? For so long as they rule the summits, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free.
I so swear. We pledge to you and your deputies our assistance, guidance, and advocacy. We will support you in your service to the principality and to your office for so long as we rule the summits and the high mountains hold the Grail of the sky. So swear we, Luciano, Principe.
So swear we, Christina, Bridge Festa.
Oh. Their Highnesses now call upon those of the retinue who wish to pledge their fealty or their support and service to the coronet of the summit. You affirm that Luciano and Cecina are rightful Principe and Principessa of the summit. Will you bear faithful and true service in all that may concern this realm, so long as they rule the summits, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
I so swear. Gladly we hear you, and in return we pledge to you and your households our advocacy. We will speak for you and yours. We will represent you in this and all other realms, for so long as we rule the summits and the high mountains hold the Grail of the sky. So swear we, Luciano, Principe.
So swear we, Christina, Bridge Festa.
You got it. Oh my goodness. Their Highnesses now call upon those of the populace who wish to pledge their support and fealty or service to the coronet of the summit.
Bridges are fun, aren't they?
Bridges are terrifying. When you're
Do you affirm that Luciano and Cecina are rightful principe and principessa of the summits? Will you bear faithful and true service in all that may concern this realm, so long as they rule the summits, the waters of the Grail run clear, and the silver griffin flies free?
Gladly we hear you and pledge to you and your household our evidence. We will speak to you and yours, we represent you in this and all other realms, for so long as we rule the summits and the high mountains hold the Grail of the sky. So swear we, Luciano, Principe.
So swear we, Cecina, Principessa.
Summits, we have here witnessed the investiture of Luciano and Cecina, Principe and Principessa of the summits, and the vows of fealty and service which bind them to the people of their principality. Thus opens the court of their Alpine Highnesses, Luciano and Cecina. Their Highnesses call forth Duke Kilpana, Master Sigmund Helmsmead, and Sir Roland von Bern. They have business with you.
Many years ago, Sir Alric made this hammer as a test of his skill in woodworking, metalworking, and whatever other workings it took. I don't know. It's a big hammer. This hammer went to Antir for a while to be the hammer carried by the Prince of Antir. At some point, he got retired from that job and found its way to us to be, during Brogan and Johanna's reign, lent to the principality as the hammer for the Tanist of the summits. At this time, we are going to return the hammer back to its rightful owner. Master Sigismund Helmspeed, or something like that, was squire to Sir Alric and a member of the house, his household, and this belongs to them. So we are going to return it back to you, and no more will we do the stupid prince trick of trying to. Yes. No more will we do that. Thank you for the long-term loan. We greatly appreciate it and enjoy.
All right. As the oldest apprentice of Alaric von Rodwell, I give this hammer back to the youngest.
Victor Viguer, Summit's captain of cats, has matters of the principality for their Alpine Highnesses.
These cats by downstairs.
It's a board.
We thank you for your faithful and diligent service as our captain of cats, and will not forget this service to ourselves and our principality. We ask you to name your successor, please. Please.
forth, Squire of William Jeffrey the Road, Cutthroat Champion of Myrtle Holt, Cutthroat Champion, Briar Oak. Lord go and bless.
Know that Victor DeGaris has served us well as our champion of Rapier, and we place great faith in his counsel for this choice of successor. Would you continue the faithful and diligent service that he has given us?
Victorious this day, I would serve as captain of captains. Champion of Rapier, this is Tom.
Bring forth the grail.
I hereby swear by mouth and hand my fealty and true service.
That those three here and for our part we pledge to you and your household our protection. We will watch over and shelter you, and place ourselves between you and all your foes, either foes of on the summits or on tier of the summits, for one makes himself the other. So swear we, Luciana, Prince Trent.
So swear we, Cena Prince.
Take the sword from our hands. We go to the items.
You can place first side.
For the new captain of cast, 3 cheers. Hip, hip.
Excuse me, pardon the interruption, but there are some words that need to be said.
Here, here.
Oh, divine and most noble sable Linus. Oh, glorious Leon and Regina, under whose grace and dignity we gather here today. So regal is she, that a celestial chorus of 10,000 beings would be woefully insufficient to laud her boundless generosity. Are the faces of all of those she shares her great knowledge with, just who could help but shine after receiving so amazing a gift. So deft is her hand that pens mighty words that are so salient and inspirational that even I cannot fully comprehend them, let alone replicate so precise, poetic, and pernicious prose. Oh, blessed are we to be graced by she. In her seraphic worthiness, she bears royal witness to this, our most sacred and resplendent Alpine succession.
Well spoken. Surely none could match that.
These words are not complete. Come now, golden graces. Come now, silk-haired muses. Set my tongue afire with praise for the lioness dormant, who soon shall awaken and step into her rightful hunting grounds and feed the soul of the people. Now, I begin this song. Horifkin Velskaya Starodaughter, illustrious warrior, sharp and steady eyes. Brightly she goes brightly as Aku's chariot rides. Heartily she strikes, as hotly as Tin's lightning bolts strike. Truly speaks she, as truly as the Valsa speaks. O crafty one, catalyst of progress, make her point. Rouse my wise battle, relentless arm and nerve, the potency of her. sword burning in her hand, the tools of battle on her arm glittering and gold. Like Menfra, she comes skilled in battle, in war and in peace. The Rimkilla comes in tempered glory, bringing folly to the craft and purpose. This is why I speak of light and truth. For when we are all but bone, still shall her glory be remembered. Untarnishable gold upon the news.
I beg your leaves to speak here now in your court in the presence of such august persons. Please. I beg your leaves to speak in such presence in this court. Ow. You have seen words spoken by those so inspired, heaven itself has come down to speak from their lips. A simpleton, a Valkyrie, so did words of prose spring forth. And also a past prince of the summits. As a soldier is blessed by comrades bold, the maker by tools keen and ready, and artists their muses fay and flirting, blessed too are on Tyr's children, sheltering by these pillars, sent by grace here to stand our guardians in these dark times. This principessa beyond benediction, elemental and eternal, glows as a gentle fire in a loving kitchen, lighthouse radiance guiding lost sailors home, and as an avenging alchemist street cast in Serenissima's noble defenses. Alabaster hands, healing touch, lapis mirrors bright as wizard's glass. Zephyr breath calls out to the weary, deafens the cruel. Immortals can courtesy sometimes confound, justice oft elude. Not so this principessa. She stands when others sit. Dauntless, she sings where the mob would whinge and whisper. These words, my love, I heap upon your feet. Your gifts in friendship and worth reflect back upon you. Behold the treasure so precious as to gift herself to her people. Rejoice, summits. With me cry her name thrice, that the angels may claim her here. Tessina! 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 Summits! On here! On here!
A joyful noise for those who would bring more joy to us. Their Highnesses call Lord Jacob Redbourne to present himself before the throne.
They had to call this area.
It's turning. And Anton made it, so like, you know.
As we gaze into the Grail, we see reflected there the bounty of our lands. Well do we know that husbanding those lands is our duty and our joy. Yet not by our hands alone does the land stay strong and vital. Those who give of themselves for the good of our lands and our people are often hidden in the shadows, craving no glory for themselves. Such a one has been made known to us, and we will bring them forth into the light. Your efforts and service have shined gloriously, bringing your noble contributions to light. Therefore do we, Luciano and Cecina, serenissima principe e principessa della Vete, grant unto Lord Jacob Redthorn the grail of the summits. Bear our sign with pride from this day forward. Lord, we thank you.
All right, Michael. I think he colored it too.
I'm gonna say a word. Jacob has dealt, he made this event happen with a large team, but he has dealt with late night questions, stressful weirdness, lots of, are you sure we can't just like build out another wall? You went through a lot to make this happen for us, and it's been a beautiful day. So this was actually my grail, and for my first 3, I'm giving out 3. So I hope you love it, and if you don't,
For the newest recipient of the grail, a joyful noise.
Thank everybody for coming. This has been a great day, and we really appreciate seeing everybody here. Remember, there is a fundraiser going on. Please help support the principality getting that beautiful sword estate. There's a box out there somewhere. It's got a picture on it with money in it. If you need another way to get us money, we'll talk about it later. Otherwise, thank you, and we appreciate every one of you.
Oh, I did not come. Hi, thank you all for being here, for suffering through weather and heat and then cold and then heat again. Everyone wearing their masks so well. Thank you. It covers the nose. Good job, everybody. It makes my heart happy to see everyone here today. And we've missed you all. Thank you.
Elanta of Williams Keep, Ariantum's Minister of Arts and Sciences, has asked for a moment of time.
Yeah.
Yours, this one. My yield is a court called I'd like to do these.
Oh.
That during your reign, there will be sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For her generosity, a joyous noise. Their Highnesses call Lady Serafina Isabel de Filius to present themselves before the thrones.
Yeah, you do that. Stand up. No, don't hurt your knees. Oh, I'm gonna say words. When we talked about our first awards and people we felt needed to be recognized, I thought of you. This beautiful woman does amazing work, but beyond that, she shares her skill. She invited us up to her shop, and we got to spend time with our amazing court coordinator. And she's been there. She does works with her hands, but more than that, with her heart. And this is, of course, my grail. And I want you to have this. I know that you're making it as a public. Yes, of course there's hugs.
I think they're there. But
I forced them not to talk.
Scroll done by Elizabetta. I don't know the whole of your new name, sorry. Painting by Kirby. Not Basil, okay. Does he have anything to?
Does the Investiture have words? If so, come and say them.
We already do that.
Did we already do that earlier?
No,
No.
never mind.
Remember what he said earlier and do that.
Their Highness is called the Lordship Cedric Helmbreaker to present himself before the throne. Words of valor and chivalry have come to us upon the winds, like tales of Heracles of old, menacing the Hydra and taking Cerberus. Before us is one such warrior whose appearance reveals a generous glow, behind which shines the greatness of their ancestors. Their magnanimity, valor, and their innumerable other virtues will exhaust the pens of great historians one day, their deeds destined to make their name luminous. Therefore do we, Luciano Anticinas, Serenissima Principe e Principessa Talavente, grant unto Cedric Helmbreaker the grail of the summit. Bear our signs of pride from this day forward.
The bad guy does Elizabeth again. And have her painted again by Kirby.
For the recipient of the Marshall Grail, a joyous noise.
Hold on, Squire.
Thus concludes the court of their Alpine Highnesses.
Her Majesty, Queen Hélène, does now resume her court.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You both now swear fealty to Hélène, your undoubted queen, that you will obey her lawful commands in all matters that concern this realm. And you now swear faith to the crown of Antir, being mindful that the honor of the realm and of your position, which springs from your own needs, do you swear that you will treat chivalrously and courteously with those of every degree, as long as Her Majesty remains sovereign of Antir?
We so swear.
And we, for our part, swear our fealty to you, Prince and Princess of the Summit. We swear to protect you, your family, your principality, with all of our power, so long as we remain sovereign of Antir. So say we, Hélène, Queen Antir.
Come now and kneel before Her Royal Majesty, Johanna de Washington of Wywood.
Jojo. Hi. So, I met Joanna during my first kingdom reign. It was about 100 years ago. And she has been by my side ever since. These last 2 years, you have been a faithful servant, a careful confidant, and a true friend. You've sat with me through road trips and sat with me when I've been upset, and I am so lucky to call you my friend. Today, I would like to recognize you with another forget-me-not, because I absolutely will never forget you. So back in my second grade, I made a visit down to the Kingdom of the West. And I witnessed a tradition that they had that really spoke to my heart. We have long recognized newcomers to the society because they're the new blood. We like to welcome you and kind of thank you for showing up to our fun little gathering. But what they did, instead of offering a small token, is they offered the newcomers a cup with which to share beverages and libations with your new friends, and also a cap to cover your head. Hats are often one of the last pieces of clothing that somebody acquires when they join the FCA. And we felt that sharing this tradition allows you to join in a little more fully and feel more welcome. So I would like to offer you a cap and a cup made by the hands of our artisans to thank you for coming out and hope you come back again.
The Lion Queen sends for Diego de la Rosa of Lindupin to join her in this sport.
Welcome. A lot of words have come to me about your values in society. You are really active in the racer community, fighting and supporting within your own areas and outside of your areas. You were obviously a marshal on the field today. Your participation is really important, and it has really made an impact on all of the people around you. And in recognition of all of that impact and wonderfulness, I'd like to hear the words from you.
Most splendid queen, having weighed well the works and labors of our good subject Diego de la Rosa, are minded to bestow upon them an award of arms.
There's no name on the back of this scroll, so you can.
Three cheers for his Lord Diego. Hip hip.
So right now, some of the confusion that's going to go on up in here is there's going to be a largesse exchange between the royals. So what happens in this is we take all of the gifts of largesse that are given when we have a competition or somebody makes and donates stuff, and small gifts are created by artisans around the kingdom. Something like this is very beautiful. Or this wonderful hammer striker made by Brynjar Opus And we don't just kind of give these things to each other and collect giant awards of gifts, although we really want to. We take these to other labs. So something that's created in Aliafi will go up to Cold Peak and Thierry, and we'll spread the word thing of our artisans. So we really appreciate all the gifts that you give to us so that we can tap one out to the worthy people within this kingdom. Thank you all for all of your generosity.
You should put rifle and shield box down. That way we can read it and we can like put whatever on it we want.
Is Strong Guard in the house? Strong Guard? Strong Guard! Strong Guard. Yeah. Moira?
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Sorry, Ben Stewart still here?
I'm like from Newfound. Waste heat.
Hear now the name of Bowen Doyle, called to take knee before Queen Ellen.
Spending a lot of time with friends today. I have heard a lot. Most of it. I have heard all of the tales of how you support all of the different fighting communities participating and helping in and out of your group. You've taken to the war field to hold up the mighty name of Ontario. And I really wanted to recognize you today with an award. So I would like to hear the words my cow.
People of Volunteer, draw nigh and heed the words of your sovereign, Helen, stalwart sable lioness. We are blessed to rule a people whose affection for the land runs as deep as ours. As is our right and prerogative, we choose to recognize ones whose service has not escaped our notice. It is therefore an honor to enter you, Bowen Doyle, into the right noble order of the Duc de Song.
This was done by Rowan Celestia from the Shire of South March.
Brynhild, fifth daughter of Lindufin, the sable lioness, bids you welcome.
So, I heard a lot of good things about Hope. If you would pass to her for me the thanks for her work as officers, for supporting of other shires, and all of the work she's done for the principality. I am lucky today to be able to enter her into the roles of the Queen's. You can take the words.
Luthgard, you Luxboy, your name is known in this court. Queen Ellen wishes for you to enter this hall.
Monsieur, see here before you this fine gentle friend from the court of Charlemagne. You are well known for many things. Something that has come to us over and over again is words of how you embody the ultimate in your persona. Everything from your camp to the fresh cheese you make on site to the period accommodations that where you host royals. I was warned that you might not be able to come to court because you were probably going to be off cooking something. I would like to honor you today, and if you would hear the lovely words written for you.
Here now, up part, garbed in golden beauty, strong in will and perseverance, pursued our goals lofty, symbolism and mythology, steeped. Ellen, brilliant queen, sea subject worthy, excellence, persona developed, invites Luthgard of Luxoy into the order of the cart.
And this ridiculously gorgeous scroll was created by Your Excellency, Eden the Magic. Oh.
A joyous noise for the newest member of the Order of the Cart.
There's Ursulus, 11th night, 12th night, coronet. You are there, prepared, ready to work. You've been participating for ages in the municipality, serving on retinue, and I would like to recognize that participation today.
Elusive and rare are the beasts of Antir, their strength, wit, and ferocity, bested only by the beauty, cunning, and grace rivaled only by Queen Hélène. When one amongst our populace does rise to the measure of such legendary creatures, it is our supreme pleasure to make note of their worth. Such a one is John Purchase, who has shown by their every word and deed the grace, chivalry, and loyalty we so highly prize. Let it be known far and wide that on this day we do bestow unto them an award of arms.
Designed by Aldous Fairclough, series.
Her Majesty now calls for the Order of the Laurel to join her.
Understanding section.
Certain gardens may be only of plants, others of trees, and yet others of both. It greatly pleases the spirit that readily finds the aforementioned items, both when one seeks them for oneself and for one's friends. Among those things which please the crown, one is to have in their kingdom an abundance of variety of goodness. And therefore the crown ought to see to it that wherever are found outstanding trees, they are moved into places of prominence. These plants may be made into walls of living trees, resembling palisades with battlements and towers, a hedge of laurels. Today the crown moves a thriving artisan into the strong walls of living peers who make up the Order of the Laurel, to witness the elevation of one so worthy. The crown now calls upon all of these to bear witness.
Greetings to you, companions of the Order of the Laurel. Each of you is a peer of this realm by virtue of your service and the sharing of your talents to the people of the kingdom. Today, you bring before us another for consideration. Who shall we call?
Your Majesty, I ask that you call forward one who is not only a true example of the royal peerage, but also someone I would be honored to call my sister in this order. Her skills are as bountiful as her spirit roots are plentiful. Her nobility warms all those around her. And though we are in awe of her grace and beauty, it is truly her knowledge, intelligence, and love of science that inspires us most of all. I would ask you to call Eleanor de Bolton.
old company.
Dew, days dew lies over the down, deep lies the darkness. I wended to the woods here, willingly brought the word. I speak of the season, and she whose scholarship shows greatness, her earnest heart, an example of honor, herald for enduring excellence. In snow safe, the sleeping garden is snugged. The lion-mantled lady, our lawful queen, leading through winter she walked, her will withstanding. To contemplation's call, crown bright candidacy, new grows spring's green as though glowing with grace, a laurel sprig as I speak unfurling. I list the span her skills, her unruffled honor, and heart as warm as the heart. Skills and talents so strong, they seem as the squash tendrils. Her fields blossom and bloom, and bear fruits of bounty. She shares generous indulgence, glad her subtle goals, the devoted duchess who dances, in deeds and deportment. Her words are well woven, and we lucky her wonders ended here. Sheaves of knowledge, the seed sown, by the shine of her scholarship, in the fair forms of her philosophy, we found a formidable peer. The hay is piled high, and today's harvest comes home. Behold that the branches lack. She I bring here before you.
Wow.
Is it your desire that Eleanor be admitted to this order?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Please bring forth the medallion. Is there a lineage to speak of?
The lineage is that this is a gift from Duchess Camilla from Northfield, and it is a copy of the lineage medallion that we have from the barony of Northfield.
Let this medallion pass from hand to hand among the members of the order gathered here to symbolize the bonds of entwined growth upwards and recognizing the common field from which they all spring.
Another medallion. This one is from the goblin, from Mr. Tree. And there is a very lengthy note from her.
As the medallion passes hands, is there anyone else who would speak for this candidate?
Kaylin has spoken of Eleanor from the laurel, and I as a royal peer. To fill the harmonious rows of praise, three speakers of those pelican, chivalry, and master defense come now and speak for her.
Your Majesty. I am Maestro Eduardo Francesco Maria Lucrezia, a member of the Order of the Pelican, the Laurel, and a Lion of Antir. I would speak now to Eleanor's service to our kingdom. For service is a part of everything that we do, whether we are Laurel, Knight, Maud, Royal Peer, Laurel, or Knight. Your service to our kingdom, go like a candidate. Your service to our kingdom is broad. Eleanor teaches as if she breathes. She shares her knowledge. The service that she does is done effortlessly. As kingdom champion, she has shared her knowledge with all of you. Online during this time of COVID, she's been an inspiration in her service. And I am proud to call her sister today.
I am Thane Sverre Torkelson, and I'm speaking to you today as a member of the chivalry. One of the most important responsibilities of a knight and any peer is teaching. Eleanor's love and enthusiasm for period gardening and plants is so inspiring that I have found myself plotting out space for a period garden. And yes, I will be scared. I am excited to look for her guidance, insight, as I know next to nothing about keeping plants alive. To you, Eleanor, my dear friend, I congratulate you and am thrilled to see you recognized as the peer I have always known you to be.
Your Majesty, I would speak for this candidate. I am Master Pierce McCarlock, member of the Order of Defense. And one thing that's incredibly important to me is community. It's the ability for people to bring others into the fold. And Eleanor does that. In every action that she takes, in every move she makes, she creates community. And that's so incredibly important. Whether it is the amazing videos that she was making during this closure, whether it's a super nerdy party at Ontario Westward, which is fantastic. When she was princess, she asked how she could support the rapier community. And that involved taking one of our own under her wing, giving him her favor, and leading him to peerage ultimately. There is no doubt that she is a peer, and I thank you, and I thank all of you for welcoming her.
Gentle peers, we thank you for your wise counsel. Eleanor, well pleased with your skill and continued service to our kingdom, right mindful of the desires of your peers. We are minded to create you a companion of the Order of the Laurel. Will you accept from us this honor? And swear to uphold the rights and responsibilities of the Order?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Then will you, Eleanor, give your word to continue to fulfill the requirements set for the governance of this order, as you most surely have until now? Do you swear to increase your labors nobly, to nourish your talents as befits your station, and seek to disseminate your talents and abilities throughout the kingdoms of the known world, as far as is within your power? I will.
And now the scroll.
And now the scroll. This is a promissory scroll. Made by Caleb. And a limited edition left-handed sign. Take from our hands now this medallion, which bears the laurel wreath that is the symbol of our order. Wear this as a token of your accomplishments and our esteem. Bring forth the circlet and speak its lineage.
So I think this, as we made, today's is my yeah, there are barbers. So be very careful.
Wear the circlet as a symbol of that nobility to which your own labors as much as our recognition have raised you. Bring forth the hood. Antecedent. And can you speak the origin or lineage of such? We made them. They made them.
Linda and Matilda and I have had some time.
As this garment holds you in warmth, so does this order of the laurel. And we hold you in companionship. Would you now swear fealty to the crown? I would. Upon which symbol of state would you swear?
If you have it here.
I do have it.
Here you have it, swear fealty. Never sit down on here. Here I will obey Helen's lawful command. And all my heart as it concerns myself. To speak and to be silent. To come and to let go. To do and to be. In need or in plenty. In peace or in war. Living or in dying. Live I till death is me for the world. So say I will.
This oath do we hear, nor fail to remember. And we, for our part, swear our fealty to you, the newest laurel of Antir. We swear to protect you and your house with all of our power, so long as we remain sovereign of Antir. So say we, Helen, Queen Antir.
Let it be known that on this day, Eleanor de Bolton has been admitted to the right noble order of the laurel and will be known as a peer of the kingdom of Antir.
Take these tokens with joy, these symbols of your order. Give proof through your deeds, for all shall give you honor. Congratulations, Mistress Eleanor.
Your Majesty, Inez de la Cruz, seneschal for the barony of Glendufen, has business in this court.
What is your business before us this day?
Your Majesty, this summer you saw fit to create a new barony in your southernmost lands of Glendufen. Now we ask that you name our first baronial coronet to be your representative in our homeland.
Harold, call forth the ones we have chosen to be our presence in the barony of Glendufen.
Pierce, McCarla, Villasandia, Delia, Will Elmi, Philly, Roberti, come forth. here today for your service to the barony and kingdom. Will you accept the title and responsibilities of Baron and Baroness of Glendufen? And will you swear fealty to the crown for this barony?
We will.
Right mindful that you will be the representatives of the crown of Ontario. Do you understand that you will be responsible for the defense, nurturing, and well-being of this barony?
We do.
We, Helen, Queen Ontario, do now name you Pierce McTorla, Baron of Glendufen, to stand in our place in all matters ceremonial. Wear this coronet as a symbol of your title and the responsibility you now bear. We, Queen Helen, now name you Melisandre, Baroness Glendufen, to stand in our place in all matters ceremonial. Wear this coronet as a symbol of your title and the responsibility you now bear.
Do you now swear fealty for the barony of Glendufen to Queen Helen, your liege lady, that you will obey the crown's lawful commands in all matters that concern this realm, that you will uphold the crown and kingdom of Ontario, and mindful that the harmony of your barony and of the kingdom springs from your own deeds, that you will deal courteously with those of every degree, so long as Her Majesty remains sovereign of Ontario?
I so swear.
And we, for our part, we accept this oath and return it unto you. We swear fealty to the newest Baron and Baroness of the newest barony of Glendufen. We swear to protect and defend you, your household, and all of your populace with all of our power, so long as we remain sovereign of Ontario.
Be it known to the people of Ontario that Pierce and Melisandre will henceforth be known as Baron and Baroness Glendufen. Your Majesty, the Baron and Baroness Glendufen do now request to have business in your court.
We do, Your Majesty.
Thus begins the court of Pierce and Melisandre, Baron and Baroness of Glendufen. Let the greater officers of Glendufen come now before their excellencies. To all officers assembled, are you prepared to undertake the tasks and responsibilities of your office, to serve the barony and people of Glendufen, and to swear mindful service to their excellencies? We are. Do you now swear service to
Pierce and Melissandia, your undoubted coronets, that you will faithfully discharge your offices, obeying their excellencies' lawful commands in all matters that concern this barony, and deal courteously with those of every degree, so long as their excellencies remain coronets of Glendufen.
I so swear.
And we on our honor
And we, on our honor,
pledge to support
you and your service to the barony, you and your service to the barony,
to protect and defend you
to protect and defend you
with all of our power,
with all of our power,
so long as we bear the coronets of Glendufen.
so long as we bear the coronets of Glendufen.
So say we.
So say we, Pierce.
Go now into our populace in good and faithful service to the people of Glendufen. Let the champions of Glendufen now become before their excellencies, bearing the regalia of their station. Then repeat after me. Here do I swear.
Here do I swear.
Fealty and true service.
Fealty and true service.
To Pierce and Melissandia. The coronets of Glendufen. To obey their excellencies' lawful commands. To faithfully execute. The requirements of my position. To defend, nurture, and serve. The people of the barony. So long as the pantheon bears its stars.
So long as the pantheon bears its stars.
So say I.
So say I.
Excellencies, and we for our part.
And we for our part
Swear fealty to you.
swear fealty to you,
Our champions.
our champions,
To protect and defend you.
to protect and defend you
And your households.
and your households,
To nourish and foster your endeavors.
to nourish and foster your endeavors,
And to promote your works beyond our lands.
and to promote your works beyond our land,
With all of our power.
with all of our power,
And by every star in the pantheon.
and by every star in the pantheon,
So long as we remain coronets of Glendufen.
so long as we remain coronets of Glendufen.
So say we.
So say we, Pierce.
Thus ends the court of Pierce and Melissandia, coronets of Glendufen.
Your Majesty, the barony of Wastekeep has a presentation for you at this time.
You're not. That's gonna be all part of the show.
Your Majesty, Your Highnesses, and may I address the public? My lords and ladies, I am Baron Torkel Paulson of Wastekeep. You see before you these two lovely boxes for the summits and on tier. These were a design by Master Ulrich, who we lost last year. Part of what he had done was create this design and spread it amongst the kingdom and the known world. There are approximately 15 baronies that have boxes with their device on it, as well as 2 kingdoms and 2 principalities. Your Excellencies, I asked Master Ulrich to do one of these boxes for you when we found out you were going to be stepping up. We lost him before he completed it. However, the Barony of Wastekeep has stepped up to make one for you.
Oh my God.
It is also, Your Excellencies,
filled with gifts of largesse from Winsky.
I can't believe it's about to also spreading some love this direction. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Once again, for the generosity of Wasty. Huzzah! Antier's Queen Hélène Léon d'Anjou has survived these last 2 years during both plague and the Burgundian Wars. Great is her burden with kin on both sides of the war, cousins René II of Anjou and Charles the Bold of Burgundy. Charles has now fallen at the Battle of Nancy at the hands of René II, who returned from Switzerland, having gained new troops. It was during this time René, through his wife Philippa, lover of horses, made the acquaintance of the trainers of the gens d'armes, renowned horsemen and masters of the lance in battle. Relations between Burgundy, France, and the old Swiss Confederacy are delicate at this time. Duchess of Anjou, Queen Hélène, worried for the safety of the ladies of Leo Belgicus, seeks to counsel now from the Chief Marshal of the Lance and friend of the Lion, Anna Elizabeth von Engelberg of the canton of Obwalden in Switzerland, equestrian marshal pro tem.
Welcome to my court. Your ladyship, Anna, your reputation is well received. Anna, I admire your skills in administration and for your horsemanship prowess upon the field of battle. The summits of Antir are blessed to have you as a servant leader.
Your Majesty, word has made way to this court that when Anna returned to Antir from Switzerland, where she studied horsemanship with the gens d'armes, she was tasked with 2 objectives as an equestrian.
Anna, do you remember these objectives? Harold, please enlighten all of us.
The first objective was to be recognized as having martial skill on horseback. The second was to be recognized with other equestrians who hold the kingdom level awards for excellence in horsemanship.
Have you met these goals?
Your Majesty, Anna was recognized with the Martial Grail of the Summit for prowess as an equestrian in battle, and with the Lion et de la Lance for her horsemanship and leadership within the equestrian community of Antir. Anna also was awarded the Bengal Guard of the Summits for outstanding care and continued work on behalf of animals.
Indeed, Anna, your worth as my advisor in all things of the horse is as precious as the gold in Antir's crowns.
Your Majesty, Anna's uncle, Father Adeline Odermatt, from the Benedictine Abbey of Engelberg, Switzerland, sends word.
Harold, I know this abbot as a wise and trustworthy man. What does he say?
Father Odermatt bids your Majesty to hear the words of his friend, His Excellency, Her Excellency, Mistress Lindis.
Lindis is always welcome in my court. Come now, Lindis. What have you to say?
Your Majesty, I bring word today of Anna's service to the kingdom, the principality, and the known world. Speaking of Anna's service is no easy task, as there is much to say in order to convey the quantity, the quality, and the breadth of her endeavors over the 30-plus years she has been and contributed in the NCA. I will speak of the brief time that I've known her. I met Anna 6 years ago or so, as she put herself forward to be a candidate to hold the baronial seat of Terra Primaria. In that time, We all benefited from her skill of diplomacy throughout the entire process, bringing kindness and inspiring others on a daily basis in each of our interactions. She continued being an example of inspiration, of service, and becoming the head of the retinue for Waylon and I as we helped her in Sarah community. That allowed us all to see her organizational skills, how she can bring others along, her leadership, and her willingness to teach others. During that 3 years of consistent service, she not only helped us to lead and help the barony to function on a daily basis, but she also led an event team that began a premier equestrian event, bringing groups of riders throughout the known world. She opened up her home to host equestrian practices, along with our baronial financial committee meetings and event meetings, and pretty much anything else we could get an excuse to go over to her house. She consistently served the equestrian community, the summits, and as outrider of the summits during this time. Upon ending all of those responsibilities, she became the Kingdom Equestrian Marshal. And she's maintained that office throughout the pandemic, as well as helped to rewrite the Book of Horse with much needed updates. This is just a small sample of the service that I have witnessed in the short time I have known Anna. And I know that others can speak of her service as well. Thank you very much.
I hear these words and concur with Her Excellency's appraisal. Are there any others to speak of Anna's merits?
I would.
Majesty, I've known Lady Anna for 30 or more years. We have been through times. She has always acted and behaved as a peer. Speaking for the chivalry, she handles weapons on horseback better than most of your knights. She rides well. I am proud to know her and humbled that she has helped teach me to ride. She also inspired me upon the field to fight in her honor. I highly regard her and recommend her to your Majesty on behalf of myself as one of your peers and your knights, but also for all the chivalry, where she has provided them with opportunities to learn to fight from the back of his feet as a knight should. Majesty, those are my words.
Thank you. Please join me. Are there other words?
Your Majesty, my name is Sarah Sedelanciana. I am a pelican and an equestrian volunteer. And long before I moved to Ontier, I was stealing Lady Anna's ideas from the Hotline website to use in my own equestrian. When I became fortunate enough to live in Ontier, before I even knew her, I sent my horses to her so that she could care for them, and she did. Equestrians, Your Majesty, are difficult people.
And in the years that I've been in Ontario, I have seen Anna grow in grace, from grace to grace, and from strength to strength. And over again, we have asked her to protect us and to protect our horses, our hearts. And over again, she has said yes. It's the hardest work I've ever done. I know it's the hardest work you have ever done. I may be good at some things, but you are beyond one here. It is. Thank you.
Thank you for your words.
Duchess Eleanor?
I, Duchess Eleanor, companion of the rose, companion of the valorous estate, and companion of the laurel. While I have not lived in the summits as long as others, it is through Anna's service in creating the summits and in her continued counsel in supporting the summits, I know and I cherish what it means to be of the summits. Her tactful way of guiding rulers through these lands and the traditions we hold dear, and to help guide our evolution to a more just society is priceless for myself and many others who will touch the throne. Often as it was for me, these conversations are enabled with a generous and consistent offer of horseback riding. Beyond her peer-like ability to provide valued counsel, she is also keeps strong the equestrian community and Ontario through her dedication, wisdom, and expert horsemanship. Through her unending service and navigating difficult situations with grace, she provides true and humble inspiration to communities, be they from the Shire to the known world. Over these many years, for others when huffed or puffed, she has been ever just and loyal, patient and true, and unafraid of toil. A true example of pure heart.
These are all qualities that I value and I seek in my kingdom councils. Anna, I have 3 questions for you. Have you served as my equestrian marshal, and have you done so with dedication and innovation? Anna, are you a teacher in both your personal and professional areas of your life? Anna, do you serve my populace through volunteerism with a joyful spirit? Then I see no further reason to delay. Harold.
Her Majesty calls forth the members of the Order of the Pelican.
The Order of the Pelican, do you affirm that Anna should join your ranks?
Yes,
Majesty. Anna, will you accept this peerage from my hands? Okay.
Let all recognize on this day, Anna Elizabeth von Engelberg has been added to the rolls of the Order of the Pelican.
Are you in
Would you now swear fealty to the crown as a member of this order to serve with the loyalty of the Pelican and protect Her Majesty with the strength of the lance of Jean d'Arc? The orb of royal dominion represents the promise to nourish the well-being of the realm.
Touch now the orb and repeat your fealty oath. And I accept this oath and do swear unto you. I swear to protect and defend you and your households with all of our power, so long as we remain Queen of Ontario. So say we, Helene, Queen Ontario. Is there a medallion?
There is.
Do you speak now of its lineage and history?
Yes, Your Majesty. This medallion has been held in trust by Anna's husband, Sir William Brennan, and has been gifted to her by Arion Rowan of Featherfin from the Kingdom of Aikenveld. The gentleman met Anna in Aikenveld when she was assisting with an equestrian workshop. And this pelican was so impressed by Anna that she gave the medallion to Sir William Brennan with no doubt that Anna would eventually be here with us.
By which name do you wish to be called?
Mistress Anna Elizabeth von Engelberg, receive this medallion from my hands and let it be a reminder of your fealty oath. Is there a circlet?
Yes, Your Majesty,
Please
there
speak of
is.
its history.
This circlet was made for Emissary Maria Hotspur Carcassonne upon her elevation to the order of the Pelican in this kingdom.
A truly noble. Wear this circlet as a symbol of your new rank and nobility.
Mistress Anna, will you now make your vow upon His Grace's sword?
On this sword on horseback with your training.
Place your hands upon mine.
Here do I vow on this sword,
Here do I vow on this sword,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
to bring honor to my queen,
to bring honor to my queen,
kingdom, and countrymen,
kingdom, and countrymen,
to do my best to exemplify the ideals of this society,
to do my best to exemplify the ideals of this society
through both words and deeds,
through both words and deeds,
to nurture the progress of others,
to nurture the progress of others,
and strive to gently cultivate
and strive to gently cultivate
a better understanding
a better understanding
of these medieval times.
of these medieval times. So say I, Anna.
Arise, Mistress Anna, and go to your peers. Created by Mistress Maria. Yes, please.
Was made by Duchess Eleanor's newest lord. For Anna upon her elevation.
For Mistress Anna, hello! Please let the event steward through.
Yes, please.
Did everybody have a good time? Good to hear. Thank you all for your cooperation. Again, I can't thank you all enough for your understanding and your patience and your willingness to adapt. And I cannot thank the event staff that supported me enough throughout this entire process. They were there for me when I needed questions answered about Ontario culture, or I'm fairly new here. And the lack of cuddles that my lady Velka got while we were late night working on site tokens and answering questions. So thank you for being patient. I have only one piece of jewelry that we found for somebody if they lost an earring. Come see me afterwards, but any otherwise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out today, witnessing the investiture, the final chords, the tournament, the creation of a new barony, the creation of a new laurel and a new pelican. These lands are indeed worthy, and it has been my honor to recognize all of you folks here today. Thank you so much.
The courts of Queen Hélène for Her Majesty Ontario. Long live Queen Hélène! Long live Queen Hélène! For their Royal Highnesses, long live Sven and Ripken!
Long live Sven and Ripken!
For their Alpine Highnesses, long live Luciano and Vicena!
Long live Luciano and Vicena!
For their barons and baronesses, long live!
Long live!
For the Principality of the Summit, Summit!
Summit!
For the sable land kingdom, press down her name!
All here! All here! All here!
And thank you.
Thank you.